it's important, I think, for us to speak out very clearly and take action based upon what the mob is up to right now. And this is just stunning. Okay, this is just stunning because they're going after statues now that no person, even on the left, could explain. They're destroying statues dedicated to women's suffrage. They're destroying statues dedicated to Lincoln freeing the slaves. That's the latest one they want to take down. Here you have, this was, unbelievable. Washington, D.C.'s congressional delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, this according to Fox News, said that she will introduce legislation to remove a problematic statue of Abraham Lincoln from D.C.'s Lincoln Park on Capitol Hill. Holmes Norton cited the statue's problematic depiction of the fight to achieve emancipation as grounds for its removal. The statue shows Lincoln standing over a shackled slave holding the Emancipation Proclamation. Quote, although formerly enslaved Americans paid for this statue to be built in 1876, the design and sculpting process was done without their input, and it shows. The statue fails to note in any way how enslaved African Americans pushed for their own emancipation. Holmes Norton claimed the former slaves who funded the statue were only recently liberated and grateful for any recognition. That's right, folks. Here we are. Abraham Lincoln statues are now being not just attacked by the mob, but the officials in charge, politicians, people that work in the bureaucracies, the officials who are in charge are trying to get them removed. You know, just, okay, fine. Let's go through the process and get rid of this. You look at this statue and you think, well, hold on a second. Isn't it very noteworthy, as she mentioned here, that this statue was paid for, the initial statue was paid for with funds raised by emancipated slaves. That is a very powerful backstory to all this, isn't it? And yesterday there was a crowd gathered around this statue, and they were shouting about how it has to be taken down, and they're all excited with themselves. This statue is so racist, I suppose, that Frederick Douglass, one of the great heroes and someone who I think should be further elevated even than he already is in the public sphere, one of the great heroes of the American struggle for freedom, Frederick Douglass, spoke at the dedication of this statue. So you've got a statue of Lincoln paid for by freed slaves, dedicated by one of the great intellectuals, one of the great heroes of American freedom of all time, Frederick Douglass. And now some DC politician and this mob, and they want to tear this down because it doesn't comport with their view of how statues should depict events like this. Or it's not even an event; it depicts this idea of Lincoln freeing the slaves. There was another statue that was destroyed up in Wisconsin of somebody who was a staunch abolitionist and fought and died for the Union. It is not even enough now. This mob of leftist, Marxist, Robespierre wannabes. At least Robespierre, bad guy, but say what you will, but he knew his history. They don't even care if you died. If you fought and died to end the practice of slavery, you still might get canceled. What greater act could one take than to fight on the side of the army to end slavery? I sit here, I say, how is this even, what world are we living in where this is, what America, much more importantly, what America are we living in where we even have to have these kinds of fights? We have to have these debates and discussions. And by the way, it's not even really meant to be a debate or a discussion. This is meant to be do what we say or else. Do what we say or else we will tear. You know, you can either remove it because the politicians in charge have been pressured, or we'll remove it for you. We will put ropes around it and pull it down. And McConnell was right when he said that the founding fathers are being torn to the ground like they're Saddam Hussein. I would say they're being torn to the ground like statues of Lenin, but we all know these left-wing, they're Democrats. Democrat idiots. They wouldn't pull a statue of Lenin down. Lenin's cool. Lenin's, got some good ideas. Got some great stuff going on here. And just see how this hysteria and this absurdity has spread all across the country. And the Democrat Party is on board with this. They're behind this. They support this. Hey, Team Buck, thank you so much for watching The First on YouTube. If you like this video, please click that little thumbs up button so then it will log as liked. And also, if you want to see more great content from The First, please click subscribe.